there's Rio Ferdinand, there's Gabriel Bonloho at this minute in time are part of the 0.01% who think, Newcastle's either been run properly or Steve Bruce is doing a job that he should still be in at this moment in time. I think 99.9% of people. And look, I've been a big fan of Steve Bruce as a person, up until the lockdown. But 2 wins out of 20 tells you everything. And what Rio Ferdinand said, whether it was flippant or not, you got to remember the people that are dealing with the Northeast. Talking about putting their money together. Come on, Rio, please. You're not. You're a pundit. You've done. There's things you can say in tongue in cheek, and there's things that are close to the bone. People have got to realise. The Newcastle noise at this minute in time is toxic. Newcastle, you're asking people to put their money in their pocket. People in the Northeast, we live in such a divided country, north and south. The money in their pocket up there. They can't put food on the table. They can't put food on the table. And this is what annoys me more than anything else when people make flippant comments like that. Because the same people that struggle to make ends meet week to week go to work Monday to Friday to buy a season ticket, to buy a shirt for their 2 kids that go to the Saturday afternoon games because that's their life. And that's what annoys people at Newcastle because of where I'm actually getting upset about it because what Newcastle fans have asked for is just progression from their football club. And in 14 years, Newcastle haven't had any real progression in their football club. They've been going slower and slower into the abyss. I fear for where Newcastle could be if they get relegated. And that's what's annoying Newcastle supporters because we feel as though, and real vouch for this. Newcastle United, whether Steve Bruce is a manager, whether Alan Pardew is a manager, whether Rafa Benitez is a manager, 10 minutes to go, going towards a Gallagher end, Newcastle United fans. The one thing about the Newcastle United fans have always gone hard with their team. They've tried to get their team going. They've tried to get things going. And it's very, very intimidating for an opposition player to come and play at St James's Park. Newcastle fans enjoy that atmosphere and they do it. And what they want is to see somebody with 10% of that passion that them supporters show in running the club. And understand, I read into what Rio was saying, and he's talking about the club as in get the biggest pool of players because they're in the Premier League. Should be able to get the biggest pool of young players in that area. That tells you even more, Rio, that this club is run badly. This club is run badly from the top, not from Steve Bruce down over. This is club from Mike Ashley. The reason why they haven't got young players coming through is because it's not run properly. The recruitment's terrible. They're going to get young players, the coaching of young players. Everything is terrible. It's been like that for 15 years. It's been like that probably possibly beyond that. Kevin Keegan disbanded the reserve side. Newcastle United Football Club doesn't breed their own, hasn't had many over the course of the last 25, 30 years. And that is more apparent now if you've got a Mike Ashley who doesn't want to invest, then you invest in the young policy to try and bring James through. Steve Bruce is in such a position where up until lockdown, the first lockdown, I felt for him a little bit because some of the criticism he was getting was basically because people want to have a go at Mike Ashley and he's not listening. And Newcastle we're in the middle of the table sort of stuff, but we are now in a position where this has gone on so long now, where the toxicity of the club and the supporters and everything about the club is going into the dressing room. And the dressing room has 2 wins out of 20. If that was at Watford, Troy Deeney would have had 4 different managers in that run. Do you know what I mean? So, and that's a flipping comment as well. And I'm having a go at Rio for saying the same. But if Rio really wants to promote his YouTube channel, right, get Mike Ashley, who he's got a business interest in with, get him on his YouTube channel and ask Mike Ashley the questions Newcastle fans want to know why the club is in a position. And if he gives positive answers, you might get Newcastle fans coming on and saying, right, fair play, Rio. But at this minute in time, just making flipping comments about a club support who really feel passionate about their club not being run in the best interest of the area, then I think I'm right to say what I've just said against Rio Ferdinand, and these supporters are right to have a go at somebody who, again, like I've said millions of times, lazy punditry is one thing, but not understanding when 99.9% of the people that support that club have got an issue with the way the club's run either on the field or off the field, is it tells you everything. And reactions, people's reactions, my reactions probably telling you exactly the way it is up there. It is awful living in the northeast, supporting Newcastle United Football Club at this minute in time, because it's so toxic. It is ridiculous. And Steve Bruce is getting paid to be manager. Fair play to him, and he's sticking it out, and he wants to stick it out, and that's his prerogative. Mike Ashley putting his money in, that's his prerogative. But as a supporter, the club is slowly going into the abyss. And would you want a Premier League without Newcastle United? And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Newcastle United fan, but what that atmosphere gives you, I think it enhances the Premier League rather than de-hances it.